an interesting stand, but it will take more than that to defeat the mighty Dio!
What the fuck is this?
Enough! You've had your
The game's pretty fun though.
Now it is time to
This is kind of
full fury of my all-powerful stand, the world.
So what do you do?
Decided how to kill you. Ha! Call me what you will. I can taste your fear. The world! Stop time! When time begins again, I wonder if even you can repeat so many notes. Just to be sure. Time to die.
Woo!
Impossible! Nobody could be that.
Dude, that kind of reminded me of Guitar Hero.
Boop.
This is so dumb. Oh! Oh, Jesus Christ, okay. Didn't expect that. It's not done! Oh. Okay, this is way too long. Alright, okay. Good stuff though, but okay. We gotta move on to the next one. Dude, it's like watching a fucking anime at this point. Okay. Next one. Racefic. I'm jealous of Warhammer. Wait, why are we talking about Warhammer? Guess we'll just check it out. Any Warhammer fans?
So, I'm jealous of Warhammer. And I'll tell you why. Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. I'm going somewhere with this. BioWare's sci-fi epic is my favorite universe in all of fiction. I love the planets, the races, the guns, biotics, tech, sports, politics, history. I love all of it. And yet, when it comes to having any video game experiences beyond its major releases, there's only ever been one option, with the exception of Infiltrator on iOS. Mass Effect 3 multiplayer isn't remarkable in any capacity. Progression's obnoxious, maps are samey, gunplay's average, objectives are annoying, enough to exploit. Only, we got to headbutt as Krogans, hop as Quarians, and even run around as corrupted Protheans. No longer were we solely bound to Commander Shepard. We finally got to play as everything together, with playstyles, combinations, and abilities that were never possible as Shepard. Could it be better? Sure. But especially when there's no other place to do these things, I can't help but embrace everything that BioWare's Montreal studio did exceedingly well. The weapon, character, and enemy variety.
I never played the
sheer depth
PvP
of
one.
its content, and ramped up intensity
I think it's not that
compared to
good.
single player. It was finally a new way to experience this universe in video games. I do love the original trilogy, but after 6 playthroughs over 10 years, I've seen it all. I've done every interrupt, I've completed every side mission, I've shot a dozen Thresher Maws, I read all the planet descriptions, I've played and completed Pinnacle Station. Here's what I'm currently reading. That's how desperate I am.
Damn.
So when I type Warhammer into Steam and there's 11 pages of games and downloadable content for said games, I'm overcome with furious envy. Do you know how much I'd want a 7-hour FPS of gunning down Turians in the First Contact War, or gunning down humans as a Turian? Fuck it, make it 3 hours for all I care. I'll binge it even if it sucks. Lord knows the Mass Effect community has done this before. The entirety of the Mass Effect property, this endlessly expansive universe utilized for over 15 years, capable of telling thousands of stories by design, are 4 action RPGs, 2 mobile games, 7 books, an omnibus, and a shitty animated movie. That's everything. Meanwhile, y'all got 8 books about a single battle in one of the franchise's multiple universes. And it's not just Mass Effect, but almost every property I adore. Black Lagoon, 27 episodes, 2 spin-offs of the manga, 2 light novels, and a patchy slot game. Hotline Miami, a top-down shooter, and the same top-down shooter.
Hotline Miami's underrated as fuck. I really wish they make a 3rd game, or just, I don't know. It's such an underrated game. They need to make more. So good, so fun.
Metro, 3 FPSs, 3 books. Titanfall, 3 games you can't officially play anymore, and a free-to-play spin-off more popular than all of them combined.
True.
Along with a lore book that I'm also reading.
What?
Half-Life. I don't need to explain this one.
Gaben!
At least there's mods. I have said that games should leave you wanting more, but that's really put to the test when I see another franchise which, unlike all of these, keeps pumping out releases with all the variety that I want. I want Mass Effect, but XCOM, Diablo, Total War, VR, Titanfall, Civilization, Galactic Empire, StarCraft, Left 4 Dead, Space Marines, and Left 4 Dead with Space Marines.
Warhammer's
and
fucking
looking
nuts.
at Warhammer makes me sick. Until I play something like Necromunda Hired Gun, and it's a lot better on paper than execution.
True.
Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad game. There's lots of things
It's
to
clunky
love.
as fuck.
I imagine especially so if you're a 40k fan. But that jealousy of this not
Alright, good
being
night
a
now.
Mass Effect, Black Lagoon, or Titanfall
Thank you for the video
game
as well.
starts to fade when it doesn't nearly reach the
Go to
quality
sleep.
of any of those things. I
Also,
was
what's up, Digga?
baffled how such a gorgeous game can be so poorly crafted until seeing the developers, which explained a lot. Playing this game, as somebody jealous of its status as an ambitious middle-market bounty hunter movement-based arena FPS with custom characters, weapons, and pets, I dropped it halfway through feeling rather cold.
Same.
Like neither myself nor Warhammer fans are completely satisfied. These brands find themselves on 2 extremes. The former puts out a massive AAA action RPG once every 2 to 5 years via a mega publisher, and the latter releases middle-market niche products every 5 to 6 months via an owner who will give the license to just about anybody. Both have their benefits and annoyances.
True.
Of the fans I've spoken with, there seems to be a real frustration with each Warhammer game. Its quality is a coin toss. Sometimes it's an utterly compelling and cohesive package like Fat Shark's wonderful Vermintide that I even prefer to the Left 4 Dead games they're inspired by. Other times it's Fire Warrior, or Silver Tower, or Dark Nexus Arena, or Death Zone, or Storm of Vengeance, or Eisenhorn, or Eternal Crusade, or Dawn of War 3. Though, there's lots of solid ones like Inquisitor, Blood Bowl 2, Battlefield Gothic 2, Mechanicus, and Space Marine. These are some of the games often lauded by Warhammer fans, and the ones I'm most jealous of. It may seem silly to eyeball a bunch of games that aren't exactly wowing critics, but I think if we're being honest, it's what most fans want. There's so much enthusiasm for games like Star Wars Bounty Hunter, 007 Nightfire, Transformers War for Cybertron, Mad Max, Space Marine, and Mass Effect 3's multiplayer.
Dude, Space Marine 2 is gotta be epic. I just remember how fucking cool Space Marine 1 is. I cannot wait for Space Marine 2. That game's gotta be fucking fun. Oh man.
And Mass Effect 3's multiplayer. And you cannot convince me it's because better games didn't exist. It's because despite their shortcomings, they're gateways into a world for fanboys and newcomers. Somebody who doesn't like RTS games might love third-person shooters, and thanks to Space Marine, they too can enter the Warhammer 40k universe and potentially fall in love with it. That is awesome.
True.
And it's just as cool for somebody who's played hundreds of hours of Dawn of War or painted their own Space Marines to finally control one and witness the scale of this world.
Oh, look at that.
Not to mention that many of the strengths in these games stem directly from their universes. Sure, there's better co-op shooters, but do they have Mass Effect's sleek homage to 80s sci-fi aesthetic? Or its large variety of distinct species to fight or fight alongside? Or its abilities which justify lightning-based shotguns and biotic-infused hammers? These are the things you just don't have in Gears of War. Like how for all of its gore, there is no chainsword that can build combos of melee attacks, jetpacks turning you into a meteor, or cockney goblins to slaughter. In both cases, we got a new experience in a rich and beloved universe, only Warhammer makes that the norm with lower budgets and more teams. Mass Effect 3 multiplayer is one of the only times this franchise got a more bespoke, compact experience. And as much fun as it might have been, the reason it got made was pretty obvious.
Available BioWare points, Premium Spectre Pack. Oh my fucking god, EA. You never cease to amaze me. God. This is fucking sad, man. This is just sad.
As was Infiltrator.
Holy shit.
So the only times Mass Effect was allowed to deviate from its main formula was to fit a profitable trend. Meanwhile, there isn't top billing in real-time strategy, turn-based strategy, space strategy, M-rated football, VR slashers, melee-based first-person co-op games, or, let's face it, tabletop. Yet, for all its failures, the Warhammer IP is going strong, continuously increasing its popularity, unlike, say, for instance, Mass Effect. Now, that's not entirely an apt comparison. Mass Effect doesn't have the mountains of revenue streams that Games Workshop has been steadily building up over 4 decades.
True.
But that's kind of my point. Companies like EA repeatedly shoot themselves in the foot pursuing the #1 big-budget video game, even in genres that are rarely mainstream enough to be the #1 big-budget video game. They want billion-dollar franchises, but only one way, regardless of whether that method maps onto a company like BioWare or a franchise like Mass Effect. This is the beauty of releasing multiple mid-market games rather than placing all bets on one every 2 to 5 years, if you're lucky, and when it fails, fire everyone, shelf the IP, and wait even longer. All of that's avoided. And you've got gameplay
I just want to remind you guys, Dead Space died because of this company. Just want to let you know, in case you forgot. Dead Space died because of this EA company.
To specific tastes and genres rather than the widest demographic possible. That is always supported by an entourage of longtime fans loyal to the universe rather than a specific game. And the consequence is this. Today, BioWare is putting all of their eggs in one basket again, despite that very model being at least part of their most recent and biggest failures. Meanwhile, Games Workshop is now investing in its biggest projects yet, without the pressure of their potential failure threatening to shelve the franchise for years. It seems that after decades of success and failure, the brand is orchestrating a balance between these two extremes, and my jealousy rages on. So Warhammer fans, I get how much it sucks that games like Dawn of War, Vermintide, and Mechanicus are the exception rather than the norm. I empathize with the hesitance to get excited for the latest game with potential just to find out it's another Fire Warrior. It must be infuriating to see Games Workshop repeatedly sell their own creation out to people who
I know what he's gonna say. He probably gotta say, at least you get a lot of things to get into.
obviously don't care about.
Or something like that.
Your favorite part of the Warhammer franchise might not be satisfied at the moment. Maybe not in 10 years. But you've still got Warhammer.
Yeah.
You can still find something in the franchise that'll reignite that awe and inspiration again. There's still hours and hours and hours of content, quality content, for you to sink your teeth into, with the constant potential for for more. And as somebody
True.
who is constantly scraping the bottom of the barrel, waiting and pleading for something, anything, fuck you.
Good one.
Will you ever play Guardians of the Galaxy? I've heard it's the closest.
Hey, wait! This is a question Saints ask me every single day.
Will you ever play Guardians of the Galaxy?
No.
I've heard it's the closest
I'm
thing
kidding.
to Mass Effect you can currently get, so definitely. If there is one game out there you think deserves the full high-gloss quality remake or remastering treatment, what would it be? Alpha Protocol's always been the go-to answer. It'll never happen, but imagining a game as polished as future RPGs with that game's reactivity would easily put competition to shame. I've also always wanted a VR remake of Steel Battalion Heavy Armor. The game being an abomination mostly stemmed from being unplayable with Kinect, not the core game itself with tons of great ideas that haven't been iterated upon since.
What the fuck? I didn't
Favorite
know.
multiplayer that
That's
was
so
tacked
cool.
on to a single-player game. I think that one's been answered. Verstappen or Leclerc? Verstappen's already won a title, so mostly hoping
Hey,
for Leclerc
Formula
this
One
year.
fans.
Fantasy or sci-fi? Sci-fi, no contest.
True.
On a surface level, I prefer guns to swords and cars to horses. In all seriousness, I think I prefer seeing a world where humanity has either earned or found technology with the potential to solve so many of our problems and failing, or the technology itself introduces all new problems. It's a topic that never ceases to fascinate and never stops being relevant to the real world.
True.
Though I can respect in the real world we don't have dragons. What is your favorite store on the Citadel? The one where Shepard can say,
Hey, everyone! This store discriminates against the poor.
Please calm down.
would you say that living in Canada is equivalent to living in Canada? No.
I forgot about that one. Did Mass Effect have some of the ridiculous dialogue in some part of it? Oh my god, that was good. I miss Mass Effect, man. Especially Mass Effect 3. Such a fun game. 2 and 3 is such a fun game. Okay, next one.
ああ、今日もお疲れ様。ホロライブのクリップが見よっか。
Hollow Life.
あれ
Jesus
何これ
Christ.
Soda Funk tried saying hi honey. あれ何これ
Dude, where's this trend started? I swear to god, everyone's doing it now.
Hi.
Oh.
Honey.
おお何これお何これ
Hi.
So fucking...
Honey. Baka.
おやっべじゃあ
Video editor!
そうだちゃん
Jesus
あら
Christ.
あらいいねちょっとコメント見よっかいいコメントですねいいコメントですねあれ
Oh my
Become
fucking god.
infected themselves これは Waiting for おせっかいハイハン私
Hi, honey.
私のハイハニハイハニが
man.
欲しいですかごめん気持ち悪いなオッケーちょっと待ってください
Dude, oh, what? Wait. Oh, okay, wait.
はいハニ始めようか
Okay. So dumb. Okay, now raddtrap mods, line up, records your own hi honey, and send it to me. So I can put it in the social. Okay, starting from No and Onsin. Thank you. I'll wait for the clip later tonight. Okay, thank you. But hey, what's up, Onsin? Welcome to the stream. How you doing?
There is a lot.
Oh shit. Alright, next video. Elden Ring, the strongest attack in Elden Ring you don't know about. Dude, you are addicted to Elden Ring. Saints. I mean, good, but Jesus Christ. I came and come at the right time. Nice. Welcome, welcome.
There is a lot of annoying low-key busted moves in Elden Ring, and I'm not talking about moves that the player can do, I'm talking about attacks that the bosses can do. You know, attacks like the Godskin Duo Sonic Roll thing, Fire Giant's fucking rolling move where he rolls 10,000 feet away from you, Malekith's little swirl of death, or Elden Beast using Elden Stars. Those are just a few examples that I'm sure you guys were thinking of when I mentioned, you know, annoying boss moves. But what if I told you that there is one worse than all of those? A move that is so busted and so annoying that it can literally kill challenge runs. One that you might not even know of, depending on your build. Of course, I'm talking about my favorite boss of all time, Radagon. Or more specifically, his parry move. I don't really know if it has a name. Basically, the move he does where he raises his hand and looks like he's trying to give you a high five, but what he's actually doing is he's gonna clap the fuck out of you.
My back!
Yeah, I know.
Also, just in case you couldn't tell, when I said I liked him like 10 seconds ago, that was sarcasm. I don't want anyone to actually think I like him. In fact, I hate this man. I have a command on Twitch that represents my hatred for him. Anyways, getting back on topic, his parry move is busted, and you might not even realize it. Now you might be asking, Scumnut, why is a parry so busted? You know, it's just a parry. Well, I'll tell you why it's so busted. As far as I know, Radagon can parry not only melee attacks with this, but almost any spell or projectile. On top of that, when he's raising his hand to parry you, he takes significantly reduced damage for whatever reason. I'm not done either, it gets even better. He can parry like 10,000 times in a row if he wants to. He could parry at the speed of light. It doesn't matter, he does whatever he wants. It's like whenever Radagon raises his hand, he's actually snorting a line of coke. Because Jesus Christ.
I think this is only a big issue if you're a sorcery build or like a range build, because I don't see him do that at all because I'm a melee build.
Christ, why can this man parry like 30 times in the span of a couple of seconds? If you saw me fight Radagon in my bubble or nut only video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. In my nut only run, I summoned a mimic to shoot nut with me, and he still parried every single nut missile. Radagon was slapping every single unborn child out of the air like it was nothing. So when I realized how strong his parry really was, I thought to myself, what can he parry and what can he not parry? That's what we're gonna find out today. Now, first of all, I do want to say I don't actually own every single item in Elden Ring. I know, kind of disappointing. You know, how could the great Elden Ring player pro Scumnut not have every item in the game? But I will be testing out the majority of items on Radagon. So I just finished testing out a bunch of different things on Radagon to see if he could parry it or not, and goddamn, I underestimated how long that would take. I genuinely hate Radagon even more after this. This man attacks so fast and he just spams so much different bullshit that I genuinely had to go download a God mode mod just so I can actually make this video. Anyways, my original plan was to show you guys each and every different spell, item, or weapon I tested out on Radagon to see whether he could parry it or not, but that would actually take way too fucking long. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna tell you guys some interesting things I found out, such as the fact that Radagon parries more incantations than sorceries. Another hint at the fact that FromSoft loves sorcery much more than Faith. Please, just let Faith have a win for once, goddamn. Like, some of it didn't even make sense. One good example being Crystal Barrage. If you don't know what Crystal Barrage is, it's basically a sorcery minigun spell. Like, I'm not kidding, this thing shoots more projectiles than pest threads. But you want to know something funny? Radagon raises his hands, but he doesn't parry it. Which leads me to ask, why the fuck can he parry pest threads but he can't parry Crystal Barrage? Oh, and it doesn't stop there, it gets even more funny. Yeah, you know Stars of Ruin, that one spell that almost every sorcery user uses? Yeah, Radagon can't parry that, but you know what he can parry? He can parry some Dragon Breath. You know, now that I think about it, this video should just be called FromSoft Hates Faith. Also, don't forget for the few things Radagon can't—
Okay, to be fair, I'm just gonna put it into it because, you know, he's basically the founding father of the fucking golden what do you call it? the golden, the fucking cult, the faith cult golden thingy. It's like the founding father. Of course, he can counter or parry most of it because he pretty much, he grew, he's in the golden order. I think it kind of makes sense. He can parry most of it because he knows his way on it.
Parry, it doesn't even matter
Golden
because
Order,
when
yeah.
he has his hand up, he still takes significantly reduced damage, and I mean significant. So yeah, in the end, it really doesn't matter if he can parry it or not, because if he has his hand up, it's not gonna do shit. From all the testing I did, it really does seem like Radagon can parry almost everything in the game, whether it be melee, a spell, or even a consumable. That's right, you heard me, even consumables aren't safe from this man. I even tried the ruin fragments, and it literally does nothing to him. If you saw my worst build in Elden Ring video with the ruin fragments, you would know that it does a maximum damage of 1. On Radagon, it literally does nothing. It does 0. Well, that is, of course, when he has his hand up and he's trying to parry it. There really doesn't seem to be a rule for what he can and cannot parry. It just seems like it's just random, to be honest. If you ever wonder if Radagon can parry a specific spell or item, I'd say there's about a 90% chance that he can. Oh yeah, another interesting thing I found out was the fact that he can parry a lot of the spells, but he just decides not to. Now that might have sounded confusing, but hear me out. There's a good amount of spells that don't activate his parry move where he raises his hand,
Jesus Christ.
but he actually can parry that spell. A good example being the lightning spells. For some odd reason, whenever you're charging up a lightning spell, he just doesn't want to parry it. If you use an item that activates his parry move and then swap to the lightning spells, he can actually parry it if you shoot it while he has his hand up. I don't know if it's intended to be this way, but God bless, we finally have something that can hit him. Also, I almost forgot the most
I mean, I feel like that's cannot be parried because it's not,
reason. Whenever you're
it's a fucking lightning bolt. You don't really, it came from up, I don't know. I think it kind of makes sense. You're not supposed to be able to parry the lightning. I don't know. Fuck, it's a fucking fantasy game. What do I even argue?
we finally
Anything
have
can
something that
happen in
hit
this
him.
game.
Also, I almost forgot the most funny fact I learned. This man can parry darkness.
Okay, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't
I
make sense.
kid you not, this man quite literally can parry darkness, and I thought the spell just couldn't get worse. That pretty much sums up everything, to be honest. Like, Radagon can parry almost everything in the game, which leads me to believe that the Ancestral Infant Head is Radagon's kryptonite, because he cannot parry it. Wow, who knew the Ancestral Infant Head was that powerful? Radagon can parry darkness itself, but he can't parry the spit of a dead deer. After all this, I genuinely believe that Radagon's deflect or parry move is one of the strongest boss moves ever created by FromSoft in a Souls-like game, which is honestly kind of funny considering that I've never heard a single person on the internet mention that Radagon can parry almost everything. Obviously, I'm not talking damage-wise, like this move's not going to insta-kill you or anything, it's not Malenia's blender. But utility-wise, this is one of the strongest moves ever. I mean, it negates everything. You could give Radagon's parry to any boss, even Soldier of Godric, and it would instantly become harder. Like, just imagine if Malenia inherited Radagon's parry move. I know damn well at least half of you watching this video right now would have rage quit. Luckily for us though, Radagon doesn't use the move that much, and he also has a very little amount of health, which is why a lot of people don't know how strong this attack can really be. I really wish this parry or deflect move was the weapon art for Radagon's hammer, because I would love to
that would be
people
OP.
in PvP with this. Anyways, that's pretty much about it. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. As always, if you enjoyed, drop a like. If you're new, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next
Good video.
one. I'm out.
Ooh. What's her name again? Oh my god. Jacko. Guilty Gears. Alright, good video. I mean, he's a fucking god. So I think it kind of makes sense that his parry, able to parry almost anything. Sure, it doesn't make sense in terms of like, sorry, I just hit you guys. In terms of like gaming, but I think they just designed that for the sake of designing the final boss. Maybe. I don't know, dude. Alright, there we go. Thank you. Good video. Thank you. Also, what's up? Ainsburn and Wanson. Did you just came in during the mid-watching video? How you guys doing? You guys are doing well in this Sunday night? Oh my god. Okay. I think that is all. That is all for the React Andy. Good stuff, good stuff. I think it is time for us to play some games. Ah, fuck. Ooh, my leg. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Macockery.
It is finally time, ladies and gentlemen. VR Kanojo.
No, no, do not give false hope to the chat. Okay, you choose. No, no, we're not playing VR Kanojo. Calm down. Make chat go binoculars. I'm not playing VR Kanojo right now. Alright, calm down, calm down. I was planning to play some what you call it? I forgot the name. Okay, alright. I just got amnesia out of nowhere. Shit. Did I say what game that I want to play today? Chat? I forgot. Holy shit. This flu also give me amnesia. What the fuck, man? It's so fucked up. So fucked up. Ugh. Oh, by the way, since some of you guys just got here, if you guys want to check out the drawing, I just finished this, by the way. Check it out in Twitter. Down below, or click the link in the chat if you want to see the HD version of this drawing. But yeah, check it out, check it out. Binoculars. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. What should we play? I should have continued. I should have re-downloaded Doom Eternal. I wanna try that game again. But god damn, the fucking size is gigantic. Need to uninstall a bunch of games as well. Division 2 free weekend? Is it? Oh shit. What? On Origin? There's a free weekend on Origin? I didn't know that. I don't know. I mean, Division 2 is not really my type of game. It's not. Yeah. Jesus, Rad, you have like 200 unfinished games. Just pick, dude. Most of them are fucking free, and like stuff. Division's Ubisoft. Oh, I don't know, dude. I don't really care about Division. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big fan of looter shooter. So, and the third person shooter, I like even less. So, I don't know about Division 2. I think I'll pass on that one. Probably you could try it, but how big is the game? Even if I want to try it, I probably cannot play it tonight. So yeah, probably gonna skip on that. You're playing Blood Hunt? Yeah, but Blood Hunt gameplay is at least my type. That's why I like it. The jumping around, parkour shit. What's this? Did you play Dead by Daylight? Yeah, we did play it on last Saturday, I think, with Islin and Mary. It was fun. We could play it again, but probably not today. We could do like more with like friends, with a bunch of peeps that want to join. You know, like a party game ish. Get British Silent Hill. Wait, leaked image appeared to show a Silent Hill set in Britain. Weather is raining and foggy constantly. Everyone is unintelligible and mad. Monster roam the street, get stabbed, go home and play a game. Good one, Evelyn. Good one. Yeah, I heard about this actually. Hold up. Silent Hill. There has been some leak going around. Oh, the image even got deleted. I saw it, but yeah. So apparently Konami, I mean, we already knew it's coming. Because remember, Konami renewed the license. And that's not a new news. That's an old news. See? In March. It was like a couple months ago. They already renewed the trademark for Silent Hill. So we kind of know it's coming. And they also openly publicized that they are hiring, not really hiring, they're outsourcing the license, outsourcing a developer to make a Silent Hill game. So it's not gonna be an in-house studio of Konami. So I mean, am I excited? Yes, but am I super excited? Not really, because we literally have no idea what it's gonna be. Developer is still undecided, so we don't know how the quality of the game is gonna be. The lore, everything is just nothing. Because I'm pretty sure they're probably not gonna. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna get the Kojima script and maybe modified it. I'm not sure how it works. But I'm always excited for a good horror game. You know me. You know how this channel blew up. Or not blew up, but like, most of you guys followed me because of my fucking screams on horror games. So I'm always excited for horror games, but Silent Hill is a really hardcore series in the horror genre. It's not easy to make a sequel out of this game. Ah, there it is. This is the leaked image. Which is just a bunch of concept art. It kind of reminded me of the Resident Evil, the latest one, with some fucked upery, but yeah, I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be really hard to compare. Like, a lot of people in the gaming community is definitely gonna compare it to this Silent Hill, the Kojima Silent Hill, that got cancelled. Because this is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece of a fucking demo or teaser. It's very basic. The concept's very basic, but it kind of shows that Kojima, even though he's not really, he's not the pioneer of gameplay, his his vision when it comes to cinematic is unparalleled. Look at this shit. This is this is a screenshot of the game.
Why does nature pre-slices oranges?
Because only babies eat oranges. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Why didn't you finish the joke? What the fuck? Please don't give us anything from Konami. I get it. I get it. We all hate Konami. You know, don't worry about that. I also understand. Like, Konami is not just nothing good when it comes to Konami, but doesn't mean the games that they publish is bad, you know? They publish fucking Metal Gear Solid from Kojima. They publish Silent Hill. Publish fucking... They publish a lot of games. A lot of good stuff. We cannot disregard that. They have a lot of good license. Unfortunately, it's being held on by this greedy ass publisher. So that's why I said I'm excited for a new Silent Hill, but I'm not gonna be like, whoa, I cannot wait. Oh my god, new Silent Hill, wow, pug. No. I'm not really, I don't really care if we don't get it. Because I feel like the existing Silent Hill is already pretty fucking cool. Especially Silent Hill 2, which is still my favorite Silent Hill of all the Silent Hill that I played. I played Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, Silent Hill 4 The Room, which is kind of it's okay. Silent Hill 3 actually never finished, but I did play it. And we even played Silent Hill 2 Remastered on stream and finished it as well. And I feel like people, if they really want to play Silent Hill, just play the original. It's still good. Sure, the graphics is kind of like, you know, it's a PlayStation 1 game, okay? Give it a break, but it's still a really good game. It really is. It really is a good game. So if you guys just want to play it, dude, emulator. Honestly, you don't want to miss on Silent Hill if you're a fan of freaky horror game, because it is a good game. And yeah, stop feeding Konami more money. They're fucking greedy. And I don't know. If you guys give Konami more money, they're probably just gonna keep making more pachinko machine. Oh, this game make more money again. Let's make Silent Hill 6 pachinko machine. Wow. Like, no, man. Please don't. Yeah. That's my take on Silent Hills. I enjoyed more when people played it. Fair enough. Fair enough. But we all can collectively agree, right? That Silent Hill is a good franchise or is a good series. It's legendary. Especially if you're, around my age or older. We all have seen or played Silent Hill. It's everywhere. You did even use the glitch I remember on the last boss, true? Not the last boss, the second last boss. Because the last boss is our ghost, the girl ghost, right? I think it was the second last boss, the fucking room with the butcher. I forgot. But remember, yeah, I glitched that. Good time. Did you check the mod Coxin put in suggestion? Let me see. Suggestions. Total chaos. Right, what is this? Ooh, a Doom 2? What? That is old as fuck. Oh, 9.3? 80 votes, okay, that's not that much. How the fuck did you find this one, Sin? I don't really expect you to find this kind of stuff, but interesting. Let's check it out. NG Plus trailer. Full soundtrack, okay. Okay, now I see why you recommended this. Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm always down for some GZ Doom. This is not my first one. Today I'm revealing stuff for friend. Been working on Secret the last couple of remaster of Total Chaos is in it into work and it's using Unreal Engine 5. Okay. They are making this game in Unreal Engine 5. Do we want to wait? Or do we just try this game? Look at that. Ooh. It's probably not gonna come anytime soon. Still a few years away. Alright, never mind. It's Cryofear 2, no cap. Okay. Hold up, let me just... Is it a easy download? If it is, we can try it out like right now. Let me see. I haven't downloaded anything from ModDB for years, dude. Last time I think I played with this game was when I tried to mod Stalker. I forgot. Stalker or Amnesia. It was like Amnesia the Dark Descent, yeah. So it was like early 2010 era. 2014, 2013. Long time ago. Director's Cut. 132. Okay. Download now. Wait, it's not out yet? What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about 2024. Okay. Dude, when you type it as 24, I was like, what? So you're talking about 24 of this month. Okay, downloading. Now, okay. Let me see. How do I get the game? Because this is not just any Doom 2. I need GZ Doom source port. Does that mean I have to download the specific version of the GZ Doom version of Doom 2? Did you guys figure out how to download this game properly? Ito ne. Automata ne. Trying to drop once he hit that download. What? Oh yeah, I mean, obviously. Hold up. Let me hold the speed down. Network. Download speed low. Is it working? Testing? Are we back? Refresh if you guys can hear me. Bada bing, bada boom. Download speed 2 F4. Okay, it's not working. Okay, it's why is it not working? Okay, download's almost over anyway. Okay, hold up. Doom to GZ Doom. Your smile light. You had it out of my mind. Okay. I think I downloaded GZ Doom before, but I guess I'll just download it again. Okay. Let me just install this real quick. GZ Doom. Attack me, I need you. Execution could not continue. Please, one cannot find the game. You can do either if one place one of your WODs in the same directory as GZ Doom. Edit your GZ Doom username. Blah blah blah. Okay, I think I am not installing this correctly. Hold up. I forgot how to install GZ Doom. Do I have to like put it in a Doom 2 file? Let me download Doom then. Doom 2. Okay. It's only 500 megs. Oh, by the way, refresh stream for no delay. Ding dong. Okay. Saints, do you know how to install GZ Doom properly? Answer. No. No, okay. Oh, that doesn't help. But okay. Hold up. We can figure this out. We can figure this out. No need to worry. Oh, I forgot you're not a PC. I forgot. One sec. Install GZ Doom 2.
Hello everyone, my name is Beans Brown. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install GZ Doom into the search bar. You'll see this one, GZ Doom downloads. Go on to GZ Doom and it'll bring you to this page. Now you have these three choices, but GZ Doom's what I'm showing you how to get. It's probably the best one at the moment. It's got for any of these systems or stuff, but I'm on Windows, so Windows 64-bit. Just save that, drag that onto your desktop. Put out Google. Go in here. You go into Manage, Browse Local Files.
Let me just show you guys as well.
You open up the zip file. Now there's all these files inside of the GZ Doom zip file. You go into base. Now that you've got all this. So once you're in base, you'll be here with this screen. I already have GZ Doom all installed, but what you'll want to do is you'll want to
copy paste the whole thing
and paste it into this file. Oh. And then you will delete DOSBox, and then once you have deleted DOSBox, you'll find GZ Doom with this icon here, and you'll change its name to DOSBox. Once you've done that and you open up
Hey, Nani? Hold up.
Once you have, and then you will delete DOSBox, and then once you have deleted DOSBox, you'll find GZ Doom with this icon here, and you'll change its name to DOSBox. Once you've done that and you open up Steam, you'll be able to click play and then launch GZ.
I don't get it.
Into this file, and then you will delete DOSBox, and then once you have deleted DOSBox, you'll find GZ Doom with this icon here, and you'll change its name to DOSBox.
It doesn't change its name to wait, do I need to change its name to DOSBox?
Have deleted DOSBox, you'll find GZ Doom with this icon here, and you'll change its name.
Oh, you'll change its name to DOSBox. Okay, I was dumb. So, okay. Delete DOSBox. Rename GZ Doom to DOSBox. That's it?
Delete DOSBox, you'll find box. Once you've done that and you open up Steam, you'll be able to click play and then launch DOS version.
Launch DOS version. Oh, it's doing something.
So there you have it. That's how you install GZ Doom.
Okay.
There's not really much else to it, but there is.
Thank you. Boom. Look at that. Oh. My ear. Let me just lower the volume real quick. Alright, there we go. Okay. So, how do I... Oh, wait. Now, the question is, how do I install the mod?ちょっと待ってね。Games. Total Chaos. Read me. To play, just run the launcher. Download the latest launcher. Replace the content of game data with the zip content and rerun the launcher. Replace the content of a game data. Huh? Okay, hold up. This is the thing. Game data. I don't think there's game data. I'm confused. Okay. Let me try Total Chaos. Chaos. Extract. Okay. You grab file, put file in game, play file. Yes. It's not quite like that, but close enough. It's basically the PC world. Okay, it's copying, it's copying. Very nice, very nice. Looks like we're gonna play some horror game-ish tonight, which is good job, Onsen. we're you know, Spoopy Saturday, staying true to the theme. Mod actually doing mod works. Good job. You're gonna get a race this month. Good job. Okay. Blue motion blur off. Play Total Chaos. Oh, let me close this real quick. Discard changes. Thank you, Sane. Good job. You're getting a race. Mods of the month. Now let's see if this actually works. There's still a chance that it might not work. Oh, prega. Hopefully this actually works. Not sure if this is loading or just like crashing. Okay, it's kind of crashing. I shouldn't click that. Patience. I'm not sure if this is working or not. Still waiting. I think I crashed it. Oh wait. Oh, my ear. Fuck me. Alright, mute it again. You can't save if you aren't playing. Press a key. Oh my god, actually worked. Wow, we're actually playing this shit. Damn, okay. Alright. Fade few. Okay, let me see. Camera options. Camera bobbing. Let's just keep everything to default for that. Sound. So loud, by the way, I have to turn it down all the way to 10%. Randomize pitches, sound channel. Sound and background on. Customize control and post-processing. Motion blur off, good. Noise, I'll keep that. Screen size. V-sync off, good. Crossfade. Okay, dude, GZ Doom options fucking way too dank. There's so many things that you can do with this. 4x3 stretch? I'm not sure about that. Oh, it does support. Okay, let's just keep it default for now. If it looks bad, then we change it. Alright. Hold up. Actually, let me just do it. Total Chaos. It's not on Steam. Okay. I'm gonna just type in Doom. Actually, no. Do I type in Doom 2 here or do I type in games? I think games. It's not really Doom 2. Spoopy Saturday. Episode 15. Yeah. I think we can up this game a little bit. Okay, that's loud. 15. Okay, let's see what it's gonna be. No, there's no total chaos, and this is not really Doom 2, so I just put games and demos. Or we can just put in Barbie. Oh my god. I could handle it. I already gone through much worse. At the end of the day, I still had me. I knew who I was. Oh shit. April of 1972, was when it all began. I was working as a Coast Guard. I received a distress call from a damaged offshore boat. After packing my belongings, I left to attempt a rescue. A great storm approached. My boat became damaged and stranded me at sea. I lay on the deck of my boat, waiting for rescue, but nobody came. When I woke, I had arrived on an island, tall concrete structures as far as the eye can see. I've been here before. Fort Oasis. A mining community once resided here. However, the place appears to be completely abandoned. Something terrible had happened here. My boat was heavily damaged by the storm. After a day, I had managed to repair most of the damage. However, it seems someone is attempting to contact me. My radio has been receiving strange signals. Whoever it is, they won't be defined. Chapter 1. Arrival. Oh shit. Okay, I am liking the fucking theme of the game so far. Woo-wee! Oh man! Alright, this is really nice. Sensitivity is way too fucking high. Hold up. Audio can be a little bit louder. Mouse to 0.7. Still too high. 0.5. Yeah. Oh, let me type the game name in the title. Game Hey, Shiba. Total chaos. Okay. Now people can read the title for the game. Oh, the up and down sense is so fucking janky. No, they don't have separate sense for vertical and horizontal. Shit, that's not good. Okay, I guess I'll adapt to this. Whoa! The sprints, the fucking running have a dash. Tired? There's a status for tired? Okay, that's kind of sketchy. There is no other way. Hold up. Actually, no. Sense. Okay, 1 second. 0.6. I just want to see if I do the fucking thing. 6.9 letterbox. Oh no! Wait, is this better, or I can't tell if this is stretch or not, or if this is just. Does this looks weird for you guys? Or does it looks actually better? I don't know if which one is the original. Fisheye? I mean, that's how the game is setting. I set it up. Yeah, I think this is the true sensitive resolution. Let's keep it this way. Where's the FOV? Action swaying. Let's put it down to 100. Yeah. The FOV is actually 110, not 100. It's the lock. Okay, let's gotta find the lock code. Jesus Christ. Whoa! Simulated cloth physics? It's actually really good cloth animation. Oh, it's not simulated, it's pre-recorded. You guess, it's not properly looped. It got cut off. Not bad though, not bad. This actually looks good. There's something spooky inside that. I can't tell if the volume is too loud or not right now. I'm too scared. I'm getting jump scared. In Doom 2 though, true. This is pretty crazy. They're gone. They are all gone. My paradise, something has taken it over. This isolation, it's killing me. Okay. How do I escape? I'm done reading. What? If I escape, it goes to main menu. Uh-oh. Oh! E again. Journal. While exploring Fort Oasis, you will come across journal entries written by those who used to live here. Press the journal key. Okay. Okay. Health, hunger, stamina, radiation, bleed. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, that's toggle. Let's get rid of the action sway. That's such an old school thing that's not really a fun feature. No one really liked this feature. Okay. Oh, never mind, never mind. Ding, bam. There we go. That's better. I get it that human head's not static, but the swaying is not really realistic. Should we get rid of the bobbing as well? Your inventory. You can use and manage items you have found in the world of Fort Oasis. Use medical kits to heal yourself, bandage to stop bleeding out. Many items like this can be used to manage your status. Double click to use. Okay. Oh lord. Oh lordy. You can combine item in total chaos. What the fuck? This game is packed with features. What the fuck? Steam pack. Okay, the mouse cursor is dog shit. One sec. Smooth mouse, pre-scaled mouse, overall strafing speed, forward, backward turning speed, mouse look speed. Turning speed, the fuck? Okay, there's no settings for. Huh, that's kind of weird. Okay. Hello? Okay. I'm alive and awake. Well, at least I think so. Welcome back, Lucas. Hope you're doing well. Hello? Okay. Oh, what is this? What did I just got? Apple? Rotten apple. Hold up. A little bit too loud. There we go. No, I just eat! Oh wait, I'm hungry anyway. Oh. Lowers hunger. Oh, and let's not use it. It's still low anyway. I might bind the inventory to tab, but I'm not sure. I is a little bit too much. Wait, does the game want us to drop here? I don't think we can jump up there. Oh my god. I didn't take any damage. You had a fucking 2 hours nap help? I'm glad. That's good. Oh. Moshi moshi. Okay. There's no one here. Oh, more medkit. Nice. I think that's medkit. That is medkit. I hear radio sound. You're now watching I Ain't Waiting for Silent Hill. Go on. Is that a smoke? It is. A cigarette. Lowers health, lowers hunger. In what fucking dimension smoking lowers hunger? No, I don't think so. I mean, don't get me wrong, I used to smoke. I don't... it just got me fucking thirsty, if anything. Oh, this is not fun. Oh, this is not... Oh, okay, we're not supposed to go there yet. I don't think so. I think we're gonna come back here later. Silent Hill? Well, not exactly. Is this not Silent Hill? Oh. Weapon can be found scattered on the ground on Fort Oasis. Primary attack, swings and weapons. Swings a weapon and can be used to hit 3-hit combo. Each hit, the 3 times combo will do more damage on a successful hit. Secondary attack, charge the attack at the cost of stamina. The more stamina used, the more damage it will inflict. Okay. Ooh. 1, 2, 3. And I'm tired. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's okay. Attacking use stamina. Oh god, that's gonna be fun. Huh? Oh my god. So you hold right click. You see the stamina? Oh, you guys can barely see it. Hold on. So right click uses stamina, like I'm holding right click. So you can cancel the attack if you want to. You execute it with left click. Oh wow, okay, that's new. It's very It's a very new mechanic. I forgot it's a horror game, fuck me. Thank God tomorrow is... Wait! Today's Sunday, isn't it? Why do I type in Spoopy Saturday? Spoopy Sunday. There we go. Sorry, I lost track of time. Oh. I lost track of time. It's because tomorrow's holiday for me, so it still feels like a Saturday right now. Oh, let me check if my neighbors, just in case. Okay, we're good. My neighbors who's usually sleep early is not home. Awesome. So I can scream whatever. Stamina, ability to dodge radiation, inflict damage caused by the radiation. Hunger, find food to prevent starvation. This has an effect on stamina. Keep bandage up to prevent bleeding. Okay. Dude, the hunger might be a little bit annoying. Not gonna lie. Action, survival, horror. That action. Oh, on the other side of the cage. Chat, just to make sure that my eye's not wonky, this is not stretch, right? This is actually good, right? Like, if compared to this... Okay, this is stretch 100%. Never mind. I think... Actually, I'm not sure. Is this stretch or not? Or is this normal? Why do I feel like this is normal? Hold up. Game have way too many options. This barrel looks too thin, I swear to God. I don't know, man. I think my eye's fucking me up. Open the goddamn cage! How do I open this? I hear a footstep. Hey! Hopeless. Okay. Okay, they locked me out. It's key. Well, this is not fun. Excuse me. Oh my god, everything needs key. Alright. God damn it. No fitta helvete. What did I say? Didn't I say that? Men vad fan helvete. Game save. How many times do I have to tell you about door 237? Because of your stupidity, when we tried to open the security gate, the entire block screen went offline. Again. Until we get the wiring fixed, we have to disable all couplings to open the door. You cannot even do your job right. If this incompetence continues, you'll be asked to leave. I will not hand out another warning about this. Oh shit, someone's getting fired. It's all your fault, chat. It's all your fault. Okay. Kinda hungry. I could. Let me eat this. There we go. Oh. There we go. Let me know if this FOV disorient some of you guys, okay? What the fuck? Oh. He's kind of dancing. Okay. Oh! Big damage. Wait, where's my weapon? It's broken! Are you kidding me? No. What? Where the fuck is the wooden? It breaks. Are you fucking kidding me? Shit. Let me... Can I go here? Oh my fucking god. How do I... Bro. Okay, this is not good. Bro. Ah! Ow! Okay, okay, he got a long range. Okay, when he does that, he sprints. Okay. Shit. Why the fuck am I hungry right now? Where's the last one? Wait. No! The other door. Fuck! Did I just miss a fucking legendary content? Shit. No! Is there an autosave for that? 18 minutes. Oh, dude, I don't know if I want to do that all over. You know what? I wanna. Fuck it. It's not that hard. We got this. There's a door that I missed earlier. You can speedrun this. Easy. Fuck! Okay. I need to rebind. I need to rebind the fucking thing. That shit scared the fuck out of me. I can kind of abuse this guy. Wait, how many left until it's open? I didn't read. Shit. I don't know where else. I did this one. No, not the beginning door. That door. Oh, I know where. Come here. I'm gonna kite you. Okay. Oh shit, it sprints. Come on. Okay, this one's always close. Okay, never mind, I'm dumb. Djibouti. Alright. Adios, motherfucker. Fuck you, bitch. We're good. Okay. One sec. Customize control, inventory, tab. There we go. Almost died because the fucking inventory is I. Oh! Come on! I gotta close it! Oh, fuck! What? Where do I go? Did I bugged? I think I bugged it. Dude, how? Wait. Okay, never mind. Oh my god, it does load from the last save. No fucking shot, mate. Okay, this game's gonna be brutal. Doesn't have autosave? It does. But the autosave is rare. It's not as often as most games, you know? I fucked up. Dude, that was super fucking dark, by the way. Last one. That was crazy. How am I supposed to fucking fight or go through that? Shit, bro. Oh, I missed this. What the fuck? Bandages. Oh, there's bleeding as well in this game. Okay, I'm not sure what to do here. But I'm just gonna throw up. I just healed myself for no fucking reason. Holy shit, how did I dodge that? Oh my fucking god.
You have come here to find something. Something we have both desired for a long time. Your presence in this place means you are willing to do what I ask of you. If you follow my requests, then I will take you to what it is you desire.
Okay, I think I just figured out that we're on stretch, not default, because this is not rectangle. This is not square, this is rectangle. So I think you're supposed to play this on 4x9. I mean 4x3. I think that looks rectangle. Yeah, I think you're supposed to play like this. I think I fucked up. Right? I'm not crazy, right? Yeah, that's rectangle. You're supposed to play it like this. Yeah. I love narrow hallways.
We have been here before, during better times. Madness has intruded these walls. Only we can put a stop to it. On the north side of the island, a mine awaits us. Down there, at the deepest point, is where we need to go.
Underhall's key. Now you look short. Nah, I think this is the proper. Just look. The circle looks circle. Square looks square. Yeah, you're supposed to play it like this. Earlier we were playing it on like stretched. Maybe that's why it's 110 FOV. Oh, I hate that. That is 0.2. Oh, motherfucker. Okay, whatever. What is that? CW Medical John Thomas MD. Prescription Prozac 20 milligrams tablets. Repeat 5. Recent treatment for panic attack. It's like 1 tablet per day. Okay. Whoa. Common rags armor. Provides 20% damage protection. Better than nothing. What the fuck? There's an armor? That's crazy. Energy drink, vodka. I think we're good for now. Fuck, I just wasted 1 medkit. You were not... I think the game... I don't know. They didn't stop you for using a medkit even though your health is full. Ah, narrow hallway again. Funsies. It's like a labyrinth. This is dark as shit. Am I just yawn? Okay. Once in, where the fuck did you find this game? What the fuck is this? Dear Thomas, I'm not sure if this medication is proving to be effective. The symptoms are not going away. The brain shivers alone are becoming unbearables. Please, can I be prescribed something else? Would it be so bad if I went off this medication and stuck with the therapy instead? Damn. Wait, isn't that the guy? Oh yeah, it does. It is Mr. Tyler something. Pyro made a 2-hour video about it? I see. Another medkit, good. How the fuck do I get behind the counter? Oh, there's a TP door. I wish I can change the vertical sensitivity alone. When deep in combat, you can dodge incoming enemy attacks with your evadability. Well, yeah, already learned that, sir. We got 3 medkit. Hello. Whoa! What the fuck? What? Okay. Jesus. Okay, this is gonna be annoying for some people. So I'm sorry. But this is intended, I think. Underhalls. Important key found. Is there a non-important key in this game? That audio is annoying as fuck. Let's get the fuck out of here. It looks like they put that sound with positional. Okay, listen. Okay, there is no way I'm going there. Is there a flashlight or something? I swear to God. Okay. Hold up. I'm gonna put medkit on 4 and stim pack on 3. Cause bleeding, increase hunger. Oh shit. Increase. Okay, never mind. This is gonna be 5. Bandages on 3. Okay. This is so annoying! Fuck! I break my... It's broken again. Are you shitting my ass? Ah! Bro. Let me just get the fuck out of here. Oh my fucking god. Okay, how the fuck do I fix this? Wood glue and wooden sandal. Oh my god, it's still alive. Fucking A, man. Oh, we got a new weapon? Do not deal a lot of damage, one-handed attack only, cannot be repaired if broken. One-handed attack weapon is not durable, primary attacks do not take a lot of stamina. Honestly, man, better than nothing. Yeah. Wheel. Okay. Oh, metal.
There is no use in dispatching them. You might as well leave them there to fester.
Oh, fister? What? Wait, what the fuck? Did I? Oh. There we go. Oh. Primary attack 28 does not do a lot of damage. The inventory system is a little bit weird. But oh god. Item combine and repairs. Place item in the combined panel. If a successful combine is found, an item will appear in combined result panel. Oh, I think I can fix my thingy. Combined result. Combine items. Oh, Soka. Yeah, this shit is fucking hacking, but we're gonna use the pipe first. You're better off not fighting if you can help it? Yeah, I figured. T, glad you were able to return to the contract to us. How would you like to start next week? We have a lot of backed up work we need to get on top of. Last year was hectic, but 86 is looking to be worse. Glad to have you on board. If I read that as I sign up my fucking job, I'm getting the fuck out of there. I don't know about you guys, but it's not a good fucking sign right there. Hell nah, bruh. Yo, we are glad that you are finally applying to this shitty ass job. We have like fucking shit tons of things that the last people who resigned left out, so it's your job now. Good luck. Like, bruh. I think I have to defeat this guy. I'm not sure. Oh, this is hard. Oh, there's two of them. Alright, this is great. Come here, man. Don't get stuck. Alright, then. Want to become famous? No. Bye. Whew. Okay, this... Go... I died?! What? Huh? Wait, oh. Okay, the game confuses for a second and it's the thought that I died. What the fuck? She says gone. Throwable. Inventory slot. F to throw items. Oh, okay. So many things in this game. Hold up. Music needs to be turned down. Or I guess the whole thing. There we go. Okay, really? I don't fit here? Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Fuck. Wait, there's nothing here. Eh, nani? Oh, there's a path there. This is just showing me that I guess this is... Wait, hold up. No way. Okay, that is really fucking cool. What? I throw that to activate that thing. That's a thing in GZ Doom? That's insane. Okay, that actually is a price. What the fuck? That's pretty advanced, gaming-wise. Am I getting fat shamed? Wait, what? Usually... Actually, it's ambient sounds, not music. Okay. To garage, Miller storage. Okay. I'm not really sure how to read that, but okay. Fuck me. Fuck. That scared the shit out of me. Here, bitch. That's right. Oh, you ass crack. No! I hate you, game. Oh my god. You piece of... Oh my god. course it's a one-way thing. God damn it. Ay, Shiba. Okay, this... Wait, hold up. Let's wait. The gone screen is so fucking long. Hello? What? Oh, I missed the chapter 2 intro. Okay. Okay, so when you die, you press E to proceed the loading, apparently. Okay. I don't think we can do anything here. At least not yet, now that we know. So let's just go back. Actually, hold up. Actually... How's the brightness, by the way? Oh, fitta!
They will attempt to hinder our progress. The forgotten ones. They do not belong in this place. Near the graveyard, there is a storage room. In it should be a key to bypass this door.
I have to kill that guy. He's in my way for this narrow corridor. Or are you shitting my ass? Okay, two full stamina attack for those guys. Now we know. This game is a metaphor for Rhea trying to skip your mind so she doesn't have to wear latex every day. I never made Rhea wear latex. Shut the fuck up. And Rhea is not a fan of latex. Shut the fuck up. No offense. Okay, bro. Fuck me! Okay, really? Really now? Oh, we were okay. Oh, this is gonna be hard. Latex, please. I don't know. I would just need a reason because I actually don't know how to draw latex. Feeling blue, called. Oh no. Oh my god. Okay, we got two of them is blocked by the box. So we just need one more here. Am I bleeding? Not really. Let me heal. Shit! Fuck you, dude. Are you kidding? Shit. Am I bleeding? I'm bleeding. Okay. Okay, this is hard. This is actually hard. Oh my god. And there's still one more. Fucking great. Shit. Okay. No shot, man. Oh wait, I trapped him. Dumbass. Of course. Well, this is bad. Holy shit, that was so fucking close. Oh my god, okay, this is stressful. Holy shit. Fun. Okay. No more medkits, great. So many items. I don't know which one to use. Fuck me. Okay. Bing. Bang. Bop. Bop. Alright, cool. This game is stressful, man. What the? Oh, broken knife can be combined with a knife repair kit. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. Hey, Pita! You cheaty ass motherfucker! Hey! Alright, okay. I just got double hit. Okay, I am dead. Okay. Well, this is great. I am bleeding heavily and I'm dying. What is going on? Fuck, man. This is actually so stressful. Oh boy. Shibal. Bada bing, bada boom. What kind of sorting is this? Okay, it's an AI sorting. Fuck. Oh my god, I used so much of my resources just because of that one mistake. This is so fucking hard. Isn't it nice you don't have to adjust difficulty? True. here, bitch. I mean, I can definitely kill all of them, but I need to like actually. Why am I so hungry? Holy fuck. Oh my lord. Ay, 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 ay. So many things to think about just to eat. Holy fuck. Radiation shot. There we go. My god. There's two of them. Oh, this is so much fun. How is that a miss? How is that a miss? Ah, you fucking bitch! Oh my fucking god, man. That was my last bandages. Fuck me. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Okay. I dodged that! Fuck you! I'm bleeding, bro. Are you shitting my ass? Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I cannot use anything to fix my bleed because I ran out of fucking... Oh my god. We actually dying. On the last fucking guy. That's just wonderful. Alright, never mind. Okay, we're not dying that fast. We're still alive, but we are kind of dying. Fitta men vad fan i helvete. I'm getting better at this. Please tell me that's bandage. Fuck, that's apple. Okay, fair enough. Oh, I'm not bleeding anymore? Oh, the bleeding goes away over time. Okay, that's actually cool. Oh my god, I thought the game's gonna be super punishing. It's not that punishing. I'm glad. What's that sound? Oh, this is great. Who that guy? Who is who? Talked about the game? I don't know. Honestly, honestly. What's up, by the way, Jen? How you doing? Come here. Hoo-yah! So we cannot go here, at least not yet. We ran out of healing item, and most of the foods that we have are rotten. Great! Isn't that wonderful? Fuck, man. I want to go home. Okay. I need water. Okay, I feel like Leo is a little bit too small here. So, let me move him here. Rotate him. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. Make him bigger. There we go. Does that look weird? I'm not sure. Kind of looks weird. Do you guys prefer that, or you guys prefer left Leo? Left side Leo. Is it cursed? Just left side Leo? I didn't draw this this one with vertical horizontal in mind. Let me just lift it like this, because it's kind of, you know, yeah, gonna this fucking HP, man. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Can I go here? Okay. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we already killed everyone here. We just need to figure out what the fuck we're supposed to do. Yeah, no, it's just that sometimes when you draw something and you only see it in one angle, sometimes if you don't practice it that much, it's not gonna look the same when you flip it. That's why it looks a little bit weird. Because most of my drawings, I don't really do balancing for flipping, because I don't have the reason to do it. Is this game hard? Rather than hard, it's more of a, I guess, frustrating because of the design, the old school design, but it's actually pretty interesting. Oh, we missed this. Oh my god, what the fuck is that? Mr. Scott, as you requested from last week's revisit, I followed up on the treatment option. The community at Fort Oasis is still young, so unfortunately we do not have the required equipment here. Most patients we get with similar conditions are usually referred to go back to the mainland for treatment. I understand you have a preference to say, but sadly this is all I can recommend. Thomas Clark. That fucker. 17? Well, that's kind of sucks. Scrap metal, duct tape, and rag. What does that do? Yeah. Doesn't do anything. Hey, Vita! Bitch! Oh, my weapon's broken. Ah! He missed! What a bitch! Fuck you! Oh, I'm bleeding. I'm dead. I'm dead. No way! No! Oh my god, I'm actually dead. Bro, please. Just heal myself, man. I need healing. Okay, the game just keep giving me more alcohol. Wait. Technically, I can make antiseptic. Oh my god! Thank you. Oh, well, this is fun. Isn't this wonderful? Hey, Fita. Okay, I gotta kite him over here. He can die from bleeding? Oh, it just capped it to 2? So it just like makes you one hit, I guess? Which kind of makes sense, I guess. Dude, bleeding is probably really, really frustrating in this kind of game. Oh! I can use shotgun shells and syringes to make something? How does that work? Eh? Wait, I think that's not it. That's weird. Yeah, what the fuck? I really don't have any health item, huh? Oh yeah, I want to try something. Save. You save. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. If I eat something that can decrease my health, do I die? Go on. Ew, whoa, my fucking god. Okay, there's more. Why is he going away? Okay. You drank so much Mountain Dew, your blood is practically jelly. If you want to rest your weapon, you can break crates for stuff. Wait, really? I didn't know that. Oh! I don't know what I just picked up. Shit. Yeah, the inventory system is frustrating. Shit. Oh, healing item with hunger. Better than dying, I guess. Yeah. Okay. What the? Oh, they drop items? That's interesting. Tarkov all over again. Tarkov Tetris, am I right? It is kind of remind me of Cry of Fear. You're not wrong. Oh, there's so many things there. Oh. The inventory sucks balls. Salami? Oh my god, I do love salami. Yeah, this game should have like, you know, notification of item before you picked it up. Sometimes I don't know what did I just picked up. It's kind of annoying. Tuna. Alright, cool. Oh, you're right. I thought that doesn't... I'm here. A hole. Switch. Utility tunnels. Bro. Yeah, this game does give me the fucking Cry of Fear anxiety as well. It's a throwback right there. I don't have any healing items. Great. Oh! Ooh, I think I can make a Molotov here. Cottomatte. Glass shift. That's fucking dope. Metal shift. 42. 45. Oh my god. I shouldn't probably waste this, but I want to see. Oh, I need the duct tape again. Nah, I'm gonna save the duct tape. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, the weapon sway is not fun. Let's keep it to 1. There we go. I can imagine this game would look amazing on Unreal Engine. Not gonna lie. I can't wait. Oh! Is that a heal? No, fuck me. Shit. We're risky right now. 2 hit, man. That looks like death. Let's try. What the fuck? Oh, what the fuck are you? No! That's so fucking creepy. Let's go down there again. That is creepy as fuck. Love it. Did I just get a medkit? I think I just got a medkit. No. Ah, it's fucking rations. Fuck you. I need a medkit, bro. What's up, Kendo? How you doing? I think we're supposed to go around first and then go here. No, please. Oh, fuck. No! Ah! Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I am oh, wow. Oh, wow, this is fun. Oh, my... No! Fuck! Okay, listen, let's not go down there first. Let's down. That is hell right there. Bro, I need healing item right now so bad. And I have 0. I am practically doing a one-hit run right now. Oh, good lord, thank you. Alright, at least it's something. Oh my god. Oh, feels nice, man. I honestly, I swear to you, Sin, if you didn't told me that you can destroy the boxes, I would probably never do it. So, yeah. That was, yeah. You just saved me from endless suffering. Do not from the other side. Okay. Nice Dark Souls reference, devs. Okay, crouching or not does not matter. It's more of the range. Noted. So I guess I don't have the option to go there. Oh yeah. Mamma mia. Here I go again. My. Holy fuck. Fuck you. Oh, there's food. Ah! Ah! Jesus Christ, that was not worth it. Are you stun locking me, you piece of shit? Ah! Okay. Ah! Devs, they're cheating. Bitch. Good. Your aim sucks. Oh my god, dude. I am one hit. Okay, you are easy as fuck. Come here. There's 2 of them. I spoke too soon. Shit. Oh, wait. The alert's broken. Oh no. Shazrao. Sorry if I butcher your name. Thank you for a follow. Welcome. Ooh, I almost died. Okay. Let me save that real fucking quick. Jesus Christ. Meat hook. This looks sexy. I like that. Hi, I'm new here. Anyway, your avatar's cute. Thank you. His name's Leo. He's kind of, yeah, he's cute, but kind of dumb. Because I represent him here. So yeah, you know how it goes. Yeah, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Nice. Lord K, what's up? Wait a minute. This is total chaos. Yes. Someone been watching Pyro, not me. It's Onesen. He's the one that recommended me this. And yes.
This place, it was a paradise. They are all gone now. It will never be the same again.
Well, whose fault is that? But you guys can recommend me games and stuff like that in the Discord. Just like how Onesen recommended me this game. I create a section called suggestion box in the Discord, panel down below by the way. And I'll check those out to try out stuff that you guys want me to try on stream. Yeah. Exclamation Discord in the chat or just scroll down below. A bada bing, a bada boom. Sledgehammer. Yeah, we're gonna use this still. What a man of culture recommend you this game? Exact. What the fuck is that? I miss. Na 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 na. I almost died there. I think we're good. Okay, I think bleeding down to 3 to 4 is still good. Don't have to worry too much about it. Hey! Oh! Fuck me. Oh my god, bro. Bro, please don't die. Oh, I just wasted my bandages. I forgot Onesen said bleeding doesn't kill. No! God damn it. I just wasted that. Fucking hell. Alright then. Okay. Really? Really? Wow. Okay, bro. Okay. Can I come back later? Bye. Save. You will see plus I am a big Pyro fan. I used to watch Pyro a lot. Not recently, but way back then. Like
There is nothing to find down there. Head to the storage room.
well, there's a lot of loot, sir. Let me just loot this shit. Hey, fitta helvete! What? What? Okay. YOLO! Alright. Good one, devs. Good one.
There is nothing to find down there. Head to the storage room.
Alright, so I guess fucking, I don't know, radiation? I can still take some of these. Just not down further there. Or is it a moving thing? I'm not too sure what's that. There's so many things here. Like healing. Pistol clip. Whoa, okay. I'm surprised you don't have a gun yet at this point. Ready to tell me that I miss the pistol in this game? God damn it. Okay, it looks like something's gonna kill me up ahead. Okay. So there's definitely some mysterious, some invisible fallout shit going on in that. No, don't help me out. I'm a god gamer. Alright. Oh my god! An invisible high F. The invisible fucking fence is blocking my path. Of course. Oh, what is this? Ooh. Okay, that death gave me a fucking something that I missed. Alright. Okay, cool. I wonder if crouching helped. Maybe not. Alright. I'm not sure what it's gonna be, but yellow. Whoa. Wait, I found a gun, right? Aha! Oh. Then this one's about to broke, so I'm just gonna boop this one. Bandage 3. Looks like we don't. Whoa, what is this? Permanently increase a max threshold for stamina? Okay, okay. That seems good. ちょっと待って. Wooden handle. Pole. Come back to it later? Oh shit. Did I miss something? Whatever. It's okay. I do have a shit tons of melee weapon now. So we're kind of Gucci. I'm gonna save this for later. Does it look like It literally heals a shit ton. Oh, Buzz? There we go. Thank you. Oh shit. This game's really bad at alt taps. Cannot see my game. There we go. But there we go. Watch your weight limit? There's a weight limit? Oh, there is. Oh my god, it's so fucking tiny. Don't worry. I wish I can sort this by weight, but I think the sorting is kind of random. Not too sure how the fucking sorting works. Hold up. Okay. My eyes hurting a little bit from the fucking darkness. Let me increase the brightness just a little bit. Okay, wait. Not that way. I think contrast. Not too much, just enough so it's okay, not that. It's just 10. So it's not too fucking pitch black. It's kind of hurting my eyes. Leda. What does that mean? Hold up. How do I? Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, this shit's heavy. This shit's heavy. In case I suddenly pick up some heavy shit, I know which one to immediately right click. Alright, cool. Leda, why? Wow, Coxon, you telling him he's too fat? That's what she said. It means your mom. Get to it. Tyler, I'm sorry, but I have to leave this place. I know you have always wanted to live out on the sea, but it is not a life for me. I feel isolated, enslaved. I have to go back to the mainland. I have to be with my family. I'll never forget the time we shared together. You're a good person. I love you. I will always love you. I'm sorry I had to tell you like this, but I try to talk to you about it, and you won't listen. I don't want our last conversation to be another argument. Take care, Leda. Shit. Let me guess. Behind this door is a boss fight, and it's Thomas mutated. Yeah. I played Cry of Fear. Yep. Ooh, the quick slows actually works and it's pretty fucking good. Hey, fuck! What the fuck? They're one hit? What a bitch. Wait, is the reload system like Tarkov? Shit. I don't know how much bullet I have in here. Is this the bullet? I'm gonna guess that's the bullet. That means I only have 2 bullets left. Another healing item. No, that's the wrong foot. Should have healed the fucking blue one. Oh, that doesn't sound good. What the fuck? Oh no. Okay. Never mind then. Oh, they cannot go downstairs. I mean... Are you shitting my ass? Alright, man. That hurts like hell. Boy. Hello? I am using the fucking thing. Hey, Nani, I cannot. Okay. That was weird. I cannot use my bandage. Is it because I overly bleed? Yeah, I cannot use my bandage. Huh? Oh, that's a tape. Ah! It's a fucking tape. I didn't read it. Hold up, let me make the knife. Ooh, that looks fucking baddie. Daddy. What? This item sorting is frustrating as fuck. What kind of sorting is this? Has a good non-heavy attack damage output. One hand attack only 60. 60 damage. You know what? I might put you here. For ultimate fight. Why am I still panting? Oh. Low HP is always panting. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna make this shovel right now. Just to save some space. Alrighty. The gun is powerful, but I mean, I guess that's why it's powerful. Wait, that was it? Oh, I thought we were supposed to fight a boss. Okay, really? Really, dude? Ooh. Okay, nice range. Okay. Lesson learned. Wait, my dash is very good then. Oh, okay. Is he close? No way, fucker. He sounds like he's close. I'm not too sure. Oh, he's right here. Shit. Well, that's gonna be problematic. What do we do? He's here. He's blocking the path. What the fuck? What are we supposed to do, chat? There's nothing I can do here. Armor damage? Wait, does that mean... What? Oh, you can still wear an armor even though it's broken? That's kinda weird. Hello, Red, my prince. Hello, Zay. What's up? How you doing? Did you get a key? I did. I forgot what key that I got. Blue block. Okay, so that's a little bit earlier in the game. Oh, I can make a hammer. Nice. Alright. Woo, that's really annoying sound, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna try to YOLO this. See what's up. He's gonna one tap me, but I'm just curious. Okay, he's here. Can I dash to him? Oh, okay, never mind. I cannot. Hold up. No, I can't do this. Nope, alright, never mind. His hitbox is huge. I guess we cannot go check out down there anymore. He jump from above? I think I'm gonna die if I do that. Nope, invisible wall. Oh well, unlucky. And lucky. What the fuck is this game? This game is called Total something? What is it called again, chat? It's in the title. Total something, I forgot. It's a really good game. Okay, it's broken. What's this?
Chaos, I am here to kill chaos. Have you
Total.
seen chaos? It's chaos, chaos, chaos.
Exactly. It's total chaos. Oh, this is a bandage. An actual bandage. Tasukaru. Tasukaru preiga. No healing item? No healing item. Come here, bitch. Fuck, he hit me once. I shouldn't take that hit. Is there more? Motherfucker. Oh, you shithead. No way. Two of them? I'm dead. God damn it. Okay. Still alive. Still alive. Wow, I cannot do anything? Oh. He said no. Ah, shibal. Okay, there's 2 of them there. That was fun. I have no healing. Well, that's fun. Maybe I shouldn't use this. This is a garbage weapon. I have so much better weapon right now anyway, so let's use the glass shift. So why not? God, I really need a fucking... Oh, wait. You know what? This is good for farming. Yeah. Just doing this stuff. Okay. So that means I want the knife. Where's the knife? Knife on slot 2 and this on slot 3. Bandage on 4. No healing item yet. One hit. Oh, this is gotta be fun. Come here, bitch. Still hit me, you bitch. Should've used this a long time ago. Alright, let me heal first, and then we can read that. Oh, feels so good. Tusk cut it. Okay. TJ Scott. 2 November or 11 February 1984. It is a shame you have to leave us. The community of Fort Oasis would not be the same without your contribution. I understand you must leave due to health issues. I'm also sorry to hear about Letta leaving. We agree it is very strange. If we hear anything from her or if she returns, we'll inform her of your situation as it develops. We hope you return as soon as you are well enough. Kind regards, Alistair Orwell, Mayor of Fort Oasis. TJ Scott is us. Or not us, sorry. The fucking Tyler. Tyler J. Scott. Mr. Scott. Community of Voices, okay. Mr. Tyler Scott. Tyler J. Scott. Panic attacks. Interesting. I'm starting to figure out what is going on. Chat, question. How long is this game? For anyone that knows. I can kinda already figure out what the story is about. A little bit. Or at least